Oh, sorry. Thank you. Good to see you.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
All right, well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for another one of our monthly sales meetings. So we're jumping into March. My name is Alan Richard. I'm the managing broker. Thank you very much for coming out. On each of our sales meetings, I'm going to be covering a lot of information here in just a little bit. All the branch managers are going to be speaking about their practices as well. Jamie. Sorry. So, but we want to start off with a little bit of education. And, one of the things that we have going on right now is, it's been a seller's market for quite a while. And so, but, there is a lot of different loan programs out there that we need to be well educated about. And so this is Jamie. He's here in our Conyers office, but we've asked him to talk about, mortgages, loan programs. I think he's going to be talking about Silverton Secure program today, kind of thing. And this is just one of those things where, we need to be very knowledgeable about what the different programs are out there, how everything works. So please school us. We are yours. So thank you.
All right. My name is Jamie Thompson. This is, I'd like to say my sidekick, but I'm actually the sidekick. So, this is my boss, Jeremy.
Jeremy Hyde with Silverton.
Yeah, we're out the Peachtree City office.
Sitting in the front.
As far as Silverton goes,
Come on, man. Yep, right on the front row. That way we can keep it right.
we work out of the Conyers office for Max One, and we've met a few of the agents. We look forward to meeting all the agents, building a relationship with them. Want to thank Alan for inviting us to speak. And so one of the ways we can work with the agents is a program we got called Silverton Secure. So basically how it works is we'd start out just like any other loan process. I mean, any other process, you would call us with your buyer, or we contact the buyer and get them a pre-approval.
They can't see you,
Okay.
so they want you to come up
Oh, this
and
way?
over. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you so much.
That better.
Yes.
So basically we'd start the pre-approval process just like we would any other loan. Where self-secure is different is we wouldn't stop there. So even before they find a house, we're going to go ahead and start the process as far as we're going to start verifying income, get all their liability, all the stuff that the boring stuff that your loan officer does behind the scenes. We're going to go ahead and get all that started as we would if they already had a house. So we'll get them all the way up to the underwriting, get that submitted to underwriting. And once it comes back from there, we have an underwriting approval. This is where the advantage comes in for you guys. Basically think of it as an upgrade to your offer. So if you got a FHA loan, you're trying to compete with a conventional loan, if it's the same amount of money, they may be leaning more towards conventional. Now, if it's, $5,000-$10,000 difference, and you've got a letter that says you can close in 21 days, really, if they're pre-approved through underwrite, there's no reason why we can't get, a 21-day, get them closed in 21 days. You want to say something?
Yeah, I would say so the Silverton Secure is available on all our loan products, right? So FHA, conventional, VA, USDA, right? So you have the buyer. The difference is that your initial buyer, hey, every lender is going to pull their credit, look at a little bit of their income, you hope. They should,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. They should. We're putting that, we're setting that bar low, right? But from there is where the difference comes in. It's not that just the initial qualification. We want to send your client loan documents and where we involve you in the process, meaning if we have, and let's say 250 is the number, or 200 or 3, whatever the number is that your client can afford, right? We're going to send them loan documents that say TBD Silverton Secure, okay? And those are going to detail, I'm just going to use 250 because it's an easy number for me. 250, it's going to detail their down payment, their cash to close, estimated monthly payment, current rate as of today, depending on where the market is and the type, if it's a under 620 credit, I can't lock in the rate. But if it's above 620, I can lock in those rates and terms for 60 days. That didn't mean as much 2 months ago. It means a lot now, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, 2 months ago, locking in for 60 days on a TBD, people looked at me like I was silly because it was like, no, I'm not locking this, whatever. The people that did, and I have clients that I've actually won deals that have came back to me that were like, oh, wow, you didn't even e-sign my initial docs, but I had locked them and now we've extended them and I've still got them in the 3s, whereas they're being quoted the 4s, right? The idea is you can lock that for 60 days. Again, now, if we don't go under contract within that 60 days, it does cancel. That's the biggest thing. If you go under contract, I can update it and then extend for 30, right? So it gives us 90 days to close. The biggest thing there is, again, on your buyer, it protects them. But we all want buyers that really want to buy, right? If your buyer's an FHA buyer and we send them the docs and it shows that 250, no, you're good. And it shows, let's just say standard without any credits, maybe 15K cash to close. And they've got 12, right? Well, we need to figure out how are we getting there? We can go ahead and underwrite the file. I can put a note, 4,000 coming from tax refund, 4,000 gift from mom, whatever it may be. And we can go ahead and approve it based on that, but we have to know where it's coming from. If they've got $5,000 and say, hey, there's no way in heck I can do it. We're all at that point wasting our time, right? I don't need you guys out showing houses, putting an offer on 250 when your client only has 5K in the bank and only have ability for that 5K. So that's why we want to send them the documents, because buyers don't know. Buyers, until they see it and they see that payment, oh, I thought this payment was $1,200. Well, that's because the Zillow payment calculator has $50 for taxes on a 200K property, right? That's stuff that they don't see, whereas we're going to pull the tax bill. We're going to estimate insurance, right? And so we see that, so they know going in, here's a payment that we know we can do this payment. And a lot of times we may approve them, right? I've got clients where we've sent it at 275 and it scared them. They're like, whoa, I don't want this payment. And would that let them know, okay, you know, we need to be 250 or below. We can adjust that to let them know. Go ahead.
Do you work with any programs of down payment assistance?
We do. The difference with the Silverton Secure and the down, we can do like Georgia Dream. We can, because it's an FHA program, we can run it through. The difference is you can't lock, right? Because Georgia Dream, you have to have an address and register it with Dream before you can actually lock that. So we can underwrite it based on, you know, the Dream's approval, but we still can't lower that one to 21. Instead of maybe a 40, 45, that's about a 30-day process. We still try to cut some off of it, but it's still, you know, it is to underwrite Georgia Dream. So yes, we DeKalb, Invest Atlanta, the different, you know, Cobb County has one. We work with all those. They're a little bit different on the Silverton Secure, just because those are timing products, right? The Silverton Secure is typically the two reasons of what I think Jamie was getting into. The two reasons we use it are what I think you heard him say, we don't want to throw something against the wall and hope it sticks. So let's say we've got lower credit, higher debt ratios, you know, they want to be to the max, right? They want to get to the top notch because that's what this market, unfortunately, or whatever it is, fortunate or unfortunate, requires. You need to know going out there, 250 is their max, you're good to go. You submit that offer, 250, 21-day close, they're underwritten and approved, we can get it done, right? Now, if you go at 270, may not be able to do it 21 days. We got to figure something out, right? We may, you know, that's a whole different ballgame, but at least let you know. The other one is for your slam dunk borrower. I mean, right now there's people out here struggling that have A+ credit, 25% down on a conventional loan, and they're competing, right? It's still a competitive market because they can't close as quick. You're competing against a cash buyer, and cash buyers aren't the old school of, hey, we're going to give you 60% of your value, and just because they can't do that as much, right?
Yeah.
They've got to compete.
Cash buyers are over
Exactly.
asking.
Yeah,
right
that's
now,
the
right?
old, exactly. And so you're competing with that. And even the seller, it's the negotiation from you guys of like, look, let me get this single family client in here. This is as good as a cash buyer, right? I have one Silverton Secure that literally did it. That I told him not to. I mean, we were good. I've had this guy underwritten, approved. I mean, slam dunk. They put 0 days financing on it. We're good. We're going to close in a couple weeks. I personally told him not to do that because that's just me. If he loses his job, I mean, you know, that's not covered in there. That's something I'm not comfortable with personally. But as far as the loan side, no concerns. The dude keeps his job. We're going to close next week. Good to go. Right? Yes, ma'am.
Going back to the down payment assistance, do we still have to document it in the exhibits or in the, make sure the down payment assistance, or would you?
So it needs to be discussed in the offer. I don't necessarily need it to say exactly what the assistance is per se, but we have to know, hey, there's gonna be, because there's different, like on your FHA exhibit, if there's that, it's gonna talk about what, basically it's still gonna be a 96.5 if it's Georgia Dream. But we need to know why we're getting a 45-day contract, what the rate is, because that rate may be, I think it's 3.65. It went up last week on the 30-year fix for Georgia Dream. So when you're filling that out, that's going to be a little bit different. So yes, now we wouldn't want to say, hey, this one's getting 7,500 in assistance, or this person's qualified for 10,000. We don't need to disclose that, but at least the loan type, yes.
Yeah, I just want to emphasize, like I said, the two biggest things that advantage to this program is it takes out a lot of last minute guesswork. We've already got all the paperwork, not all of it, but I mean, of course, there's always the chance something's going to fall through at the last minute, but it highly strengthens the last minute surprises. And also it's your offer, it strengthens your offer when you can, and we can actually print out a letter if you need us to, saying, this person's been through underwriting to help you compete with offer you're putting in for your.
That's really important. What's the minimum credit scores right now? Because, it's been fluctuating. It went way up and then it eased off a little bit, and I know that you gotta be 620 to lock in the Silverton Secure, but where are minimum credit scores right now?
Pretty much rock bottom 580, is that correct?
Can we really get somebody down to 580? Because I hear 580.
It's 580.
Everybody goes 580. Oh my goodness! Then they gotta shake their head.
As of about 2 months ago, everybody was 600. We were seeing a lot of approved eligibles under 600, meaning that 590, that 580. If you get an approved eligible, you can go down to 580. The difference is down to a 600, you can do a refer eligible, which for some of the younger agents in the business, that's a manual underwrite versus an automated underwrite. Basically, automated means if you say you pay your rent, high five, we're taking their word for it. Manual, if you say you're paying your rent, we're going to verify with your landlord, your renter. If you say it's 700 and it's 400, 400's it, right? If there's payment shock, there's a lot more that goes into it. So if it's an approved eligible, 580, FHA, VA, refer, meaning manual. So like you've got somebody, that limited credit, sometimes you get a refer, but just because they don't ever pay anything, but you get, you can basically do, verify the rent, they've got assets, they've got other things, compensating factors, it can be approved. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, when we're real close like that too, low credit, tight ratios, that's another reason this Silver Secure is it's nice to have.
For example, I've got an FHA that we're closing next week. 607 credit score was, originally basically declined by another lender just because they were the 620, right? Not their fault, that was their floor.
Right.
We sent her through the TBD, recently divorced, has some money, has some stuff, but credit was, shot basically. Went through, basically just had about 3 or 4 offers decline, during the upfront process. We did the Silverton Secure Center, literally it came out, we needed a gift letter because her dad was going to provide a gift letter for part of her down payment. We need the gift documentation, title, appraisal, contract. And that's what came out. We got then offered a 21-day close, which is what, again, she had to do FHA. Of course, her agent, just like all agents, can we take this to conventional, right? That's your first question, most likely, if you get the FHA. The conversation was same thing. Hey, credit's under 620. This is all we got for. Can we do it? And that 21-day close is what got her in a home, right? We're closing next week. She had a couple deals, and again, just like everybody, you're not going to win every deal.
But an FHA got approved.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the
It's
kick.
approved, and it's because there's 325 price point was her max. I mean, income was good. Income was fine. She had assets. Obviously, her dad was in a gift, but credit, right? And so that's the thing, and that's the other side is once we get that Silverton Secure, we'll provide that letter. But then when you submit that, we'll call them. Let us know.
That's so important.
Right. Let us
Yeah.
know, hey, I'm submitting this offer for Sally. It's wrong. Can you reach out to the list agent, or can I have them call you? The answer is going to be yes, right? Now, I mean, it may not be that immediate minute if I'm at softball practice with my kids, but let us know. Send me your number. Tell her to call me. We'll tell them, hey, yes, this is underwriting approved. Like, yes, it's FHA. but we're good. Literally, I need your contract and an appraisal. You feel good about your list value? Let's close this.
Awesome.
So,
Thank
sorry.
you very much. No, we appreciate it. Oh, we got questions. Here we go.
I'm sorry, guys.
How fast are the turnarounds on,
Say it again.
how fast are the turnarounds on appraisals?
So honestly, depends on area. I've got it, and I'll just use myself because I've been kind of watching our branch. We've ordered, I'll just use from last week. I'm getting some back in about a week. I'm fighting to get some back in about 2.5 weeks. Just to be honest with you, right? It very local, you know, like closer to Metro Atlanta, the better turn times.
So, and the appraisal issue is one that we've been having. And so for us, that means that we got to get that appraisal ordered as soon as possible, but they don't order until they get paid. So they got to pay for those appraisals. So we can't wait on them because it really is really important. And it's not the lenders that are dragging their feet. We're low on appraisers. Ever since the market rebounded, there's not more appraisers, and it takes like 4 years of apprenticeship to be an appraiser. So, you know, it's one of those where, you know, it's going to take a while. You've got to be proactive about that. Sorry. There was another question.
On the credit score, the 580s, what can stop them other than the debt to income ratio? And they got all this debt. Is it going to be paid up at closing? I mean, how do you calculate that?
I mean, so if their income supports the debt, right, we don't need to have stuff paid at closing, right? Because we're supporting whatever monthly's there, right? Now, if there's major collections or something, that's a different ballgame. But a lot of times, if there's major collections, we're probably not going to get an approval with a buyer, right? So, you know, we do want to see established credit. So if they have a bit like a 580, 590, but like very limited, they have one credit card and that's all they've paid, there's a good chance it's not going to get approved because we're looking at accountability.
Great history,
What have you
yeah.
paid on time over the last 12 months, 24 months, 36 and beyond.
Yep.
And so the 580's got some, you know, they're continuing making their payments. That's good. I'd rather see more debt. I don't want to say like absorb it, but we want to see you making payments within your means, right?
Assets are going to help that situation a lot too.
And to add on now, before we leave, if you don't mind what you said on, when you go under contract, we're recommending, and this is different than again a couple months ago. If we want to order that appraisal, like I want to get docs out, appraisal ordered within about 48 hours, even though you may not have that inspection done, right? We can get that order.
It's scary.
I know.
All right.
Here's my
Don't
thought.
lose their money because they're gonna blame me.
Well, here's my thought,
You know?
right? Here's my thought. We order it, right? We can order that and cancel it before they go to the property. I'm not saying order it and cancel it 2 weeks later, right? I'm saying we order it, let's get this thing going, get the process going. Now, if you tell me the inspection's 2 weeks out, we can't do it. I'm saying I get a contract, like I got a contract yesterday. My goal is to be ordering the appraisal tomorrow at the absolute latest, right? Their inspection's going out, I believe, either Wednesday afternoon or Thursday morning, right? If I order it Wednesday, we're gonna have the results before an appraiser is out at that property, right?
And
So that's my goal.
But
is to
you
save
know, that
2
comes
days.
down to having communication and having a relationship, just like the relationship we have with our clients. You should have a relationship with your lender to where you know, they need to be, you know, involved with every step of the process. And good lenders are going to walk you through with that. And they're going to, you know, we want to avoid these problems, things like that. If you're working with a novice lender, don't let them have, don't pay for that appraisal early. Okay. I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying we gotta, because we don't want to get blamed for that either. 'Cause,
Exactly.
you know, that kind of stuff comes back on.
Well, and on us, we put it in writing for us, so that to get the CYA, I'm gonna have approval to order the appraisal so that the buyer, the client knows that is the protection. Hey, can I order the appraisal? That way it's known to, that, you know, they know when we're ordering it, right? So anyway, thank you guys.
Thank you
for
very
having
much.
us. We'll be in here.
All right, thank you. So, you know, one thing we have going on right now is a shifting market, right? And so that's why having these kind of relationships, you know, over the past year, FHAs have been hard to get approved, these kind of things. And so that's why we got to stay up on all these products, anything we can to get our buyers an advantage. So Ms. Nancy, you want to jump in for us?
Hey, everybody. So I'm Nancy. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see you.
So I'm Nancy. I'm the branch manager here in Conyers and the agent service coordinator. So when somebody, if there's a new hire, or you have any issues with any services that we provide, then you just give me a call and I'll help you. We have 4 new agents already for the month of March, and that gives us a total of 21 agents so far this year. which is pretty cool. Tomorrow we have a C class with Lisa Riccardi. She is doing the That's What She Said. It starts at 10 and it's over at 1. And we're happy to have her to, Daniel will be sponsoring that. Thursday is Mastermind with Tony and Colleen at 10. And
That's gonna be another location.
it'll be here.
It's Tuesday, Wednesday.
In this office, yes. And I want to show you guys something. I have a nephew who sold his house, and the agent, I did an open house, and I've never seen anything. You guys probably already do this. I'm not privy to all this information, but this is his house. And this is the folder that they provided at open house. This is the girl that he's friends with. He's married, but they've been friends for years. And then this is a,
Living in sin.
no, he's alive. This is the printout that they passed out. It tells about the house. It has all the amenities and how far they are from the house. Any outdoor parks and that kind of stuff. All the food places that are afloat, and all about the school in the area. So I thought that was really cool. I don't know if you guys do, you probably do, but I wanted to show you this anyway. And if you'd like to look at it, I'm happy to share it.
What is this reports? I think it's this.
It's list reports, yeah, and then there's a new version that you can do the same thing. We'll be teaching you guys through KB Core.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah, and it's the quality of paper too. I
Do we
just- I
have
love it.
a account with any print company?
It's through KB Core. You'll be able to do it through there if you want to.
Okay.
But as far as an account with a printing company, no. we don't. There's a lot of places around here that
Yeah,
does
yeah.
exceptional printing.
Yes.
I always do
Is it
this.
KB Court? KB what?
KB Core. We'll be starting that, and I'm sure you'll talk.
Yeah, I'll talk about it
March
today.
the 17th will go live. Always do an inspirational, and too often we underestimate the power of a touch, a smile, a kind word, a listening ear, an honest compliment, or the smallest act of caring, all of which have the potential to turn a life around, by Princess Diana. And that's it for me, you guys. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
And McDonald's just want to say hi, Nancy.
Hi,
Nancy.
Hi, Nancy. Hi, everybody.
Now you gotta look at her. Yeah. Backside. That was good.
Well, Lord have mercy, that was big enough.
All right. Stephanie, your turn, girl. Turn on the light so people can see you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Stephanie. This is my assistant. So,
Realtor training. Look at us.
I know, look.
How can you say there's the bad things?
So, for the month of February, we had 70 closings, and for March, we're already at 10. A couple notes with paperless.
Gonna have to speak up a little bit, please.
Sorry.
You gotta
Okay.
step into the mic,
Okay,
sorry.
stepping up to the mic. So 70 closings for February, 10 for March so far. A couple notes with paperless pipeline. Please make sure you're uploading all of your executed.
A little louder.
Within 72 hours of binding. After 72 hours, it's considered late, and a first offense fee is $75, and after that, it keeps going up. I do give you warnings, but you need to be diligent about getting it uploaded within 72 hours, because if there's an issue with your paperwork and the deal goes south, we can't
We can't help
we
you.
can't help you if we don't have the paperwork, or if you uploaded it late and you didn't make the changes before the deal went south, it's a mess. Also, if we get audited, lots of fines for us, lots of fines for you guys. So please, please, please make sure you're uploading it on time. And to kind of go off of that, make sure you have all of the signatures when you're uploading your paperwork, even if it's just missing, one of the two buyers or the other agent's signature. That's not executed, doesn't count, and
It's not fully executed.
right, so you gotta make sure you have all of your signatures before you upload it. So that's all I have.
So one real quick question.
Yes,
Okay, so I keep getting reminders to do some tasks
Mhm.
and they've all been done.
Okay, so
Yeah, that happens.
retro back to that. So like you guys, we get about on the average, what would you say average tasks per day?
oh, I don't even know, I'm reviewing at least 100 documents a day. So, yeah.
It's automated then, it just.
Right, so
yeah,
if you
check
know
it
you
off.
uploaded and we didn't check off, because when you log in, there's a box right there. If it's not checked off, that means we haven't reviewed it, okay? When we review it, the box is checked off.
Okay.
So if you see a checked off box and the task is still outstanding, look at the line below, because I can tell you, we will address the issue, like, she'll say, first page, section 10.c is not additional, whatever it is. She will denote those, and you guys typically when she denotes that, it'll automatically come to you guys in an email format. So I promise you, we're not here to make more work for you guys. We're just trying to make sure everybody's license is protected and we can practice.
However, full disclosure, if you see that I've reviewed a document and the task was not checked off and you don't see any comments on the document, send me an email. I do
Her,
make,
not me.
yeah, me, not me. Do send me an email and let me know, because sometimes I'm human, I mess
We all
up
make
sometimes,
mistakes.
and sometimes I forget to check
Not
off
you,
the task.
Stephanie.
No, she cracked them
So,
whip.
so if you see something that you think, like, I already did that, you reviewed it, it's good, just send me an email.
Yeah.
So,
And there's times, like I said, we do make mistakes because we're reviewing. I promise you, on the weekend, she'll give out 200 plus on Monday morning.
Wow.
So typically, she try to do that Sunday night, just so the load's a little easier when it comes to Monday. But as we grow and as transaction grow, there's one time, remember, I woke up, I checked it like Friday night. I woke up Monday, because it's Sunday, a couple of days off, I have a 300 some odd tasks to do.
Wow.
So I understand that's the volume that we're dealing in the back end. And when we actually do something, it's not because we enjoy paperwork, we don't. We just want y'all to do it right and be done with us. Because once I leave the file, I don't look at it again until you guys upload something to the system. So if you get notices from us, it's because it's automated. And the reason why we assign those dates on the task is for you guys. There's not, like Greater Atlanta, they don't assign those dates. The tasks are there for you to upload. The reason we assign, because we want you guys to be proactive and follow through, so you're not, oh, shoot, today's the end of due diligence day or something like that, okay? So, and also on the list of tasks, if you guys see anything you want us to put in as a reminder to help you guys, because I know you get a ton of them already. It's depending on you guys what you want to see, because if it makes sense, we'll add those tasks on there as a reminder date. It makes your life a little easier. Seriously, okay? And I think that's what, do you have anything else?
nope, that's it.
All right, I do have something quick to add, earnest money, okay? For those of you who are putting 0 due diligence period and earnest money due in 3 days, guess what? Even though earnest money's not turned in, you gave the seller the right to sue your buyer for the earnest money. So I don't recommend 0 due diligence day, even if you have to make it 2 or 3 days due diligence. Come on in, do that, okay? Because what happened is, and we have one, a perfect storm, just so you know. We have one, the earnest money was due in 3 days, and we were the holder, okay? So the agent, they had a due diligence 3 day as well, okay? The agent had the inspection done. There were some issue with inspection because everybody's in a hurry right now. We all know that. Seller's not doing a whole lot of repairs right now. So the agent basically sent a request for repair. And of course, seller's like, no, not gonna do it, okay? So the agent sent a TNR. Guess what? That TNR was stuck in her outbox. It never went out on the 3rd day. You see the problem here, okay? So her only saving grace, just so you know, if this something happened, that actually will default back to E&O. Understand, you E&O, there's a 2,500 deductible for you guys. We have it, but there's a deductible, okay? So what we did, she sent it the following morning because she and the other agent was talking the night before. Say, listen, it's not gonna work. I'm sending a TNR. But the other agent never received it. So when y'all send TNR, please make sure either send the authentic sign or remind where it's automatic when your buyer sent, When you buy or sign a signature line, if you CC the listing agent, they'll get it immediately as soon as signed. Okay, if your email's unreliable, please send it to Authentic Sign. Okay, so there's no question. So the verification of that issue was that because we were the holder, we didn't receive it after the third day. The holder has to send out a letter giving notices to all parties. And that's exactly what we did. Okay, one, you relieve us, a brokerage, a holder, for that liability. And the agent. Okay, but the problem is that the seller can still sue the buyer for the earnest money because TNR is done the following morning. Okay, so I want you guys to understand why we hold earnest money so closely to our chest. It's because there is serious liability on that. Okay, the only reason why the brokerage got out of that was because the co-op was Greater Atlanta to a certain extent. Okay, so you can make sure if you send TNR, follow up with a confirm, please confirm receipt. Okay, so anyway, do I have a question back there?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, actually, I think Doris has a question.
Yes, I do. I have a statement. If you sign the group Authentic Sign or DocuSign, it has a time and date stamp on it.
Well, if you do it to Authentic Sign.
But she
She did an email.
She went through a regular email. And that
okay, 'cause I'm
email got
wondering-
stuck in
okay,
the gift key out of the
Got it,
outbox.
got it. Okay,
You know,
'cause I'm
sometimes we get in a
wondering-
hurry, we send an email, then we shut our computer down. And
Yeah,
taking our laptop with us, guess what?
yeah.
Sometimes when you're not connected to Wi-Fi, that thing gets stuck in the
Yeah,
outbox and
yeah.
never went. Just remember, in your guard contracts, notice is given when it's actually sent, not when you review it. Okay, so make sure y'all go through, if you're doing TNR, I highly suggest you do Authentic Sign. That way your client can't say, well, I signed it. Oh, no, you didn't sign that this morning,
That's right.
because it's, they stamp and
That's right.
and verify.
That's
So
right.
if a buyer trying to point finger at you, you can say, it's not done because I can see in the system, you didn't sign it.
Yeah.
Okay, so make sure we do that carefully. Anybody in the head office has a question for me in reference to the earnest money? Because we're seeing a couple issue where, in buyer's agent, it is your responsibility to ensure earnest money is delivered. Okay, listing agent, it is also your responsibility because you're trying to protect your seller. Okay, we had another one where the agent said, the buyer said they sent it. Well, you can't send US Postal Service because it takes about 3 weeks to get here sometime. Okay, not only that, if you have a quick closing, don't send me personal check because there's a 21-day hold on that. Send a cashier check, if not wire it at that point. Okay, any questions, anybody? Okay, well, great, thank y'all. Anybody else have any questions? You know, yay! Yay, Mitch! Oh, I saw that flirty smile. So anyways, all right, I believe, who's next? Matt, you're next, airport. Give it up for airport. Woo! Macaroon.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Mackenzie. I don't really have much to add. I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm in the airport office for the next couple of weeks. We do have a class on Thursday. Ming is going to be here teaching license law. But yeah, that's it. Feel free to come into the office if you need anything. I'm here for all your needs. All right, that's all I got.
Agnes lonely in airport, y'all support her.
Wordsworth is next.
Okay.
Hello. I am Wordsworth, as you all should know by now. I'm the branch manager here. I'm sorry.
Turn your light, can't see you.
Well, I mean, you know I'm here. Can you see me now? The lighting in here is bad. Anyway, I don't really have much to say other than if you guys have any issues with billing or anything, just give me a shout. I'm always here to help you clarify your charges. And another thing, we still haven't had as many people as I would like hit me up talking about videos and recording videos for their social media. I mean, I'm not looking at anybody, but I will say, I say this all the time, with video, you just have to start. And I know everybody's like, oh, I don't look good in this video. But I mean, it's real life. You don't have to have airbrushing and all that other stuff and correct lighting. Just get in the video, make a video. You can make a video in your bonnet. I don't suggest that, but I'm just saying it's a possibility. But really, you just gotta start. And I keep saying that, and I keep trying to stress that because I'm on Facebook every day and I see realtors making videos. I'm on Instagram every day and I see realtors making videos and have a lot of interactions, and interactions translate into business. So again, hit me up. I know Adrian does social media. I don't want to volunteer her for that, but hit her up too. So again, if you have any billing questions, let me know. If you have any video recording questions, also let me know. So thank you. I don't know who's next.
Hi.
I guess.
Thanks, Wordsworth, for the video. That is actually what I wanted to talk to you guys about today.
And will you turn on the light?
Talk to me. The light's on. This is us. This is us. The light is on.
Wow.
Yeah. Use your imagination.
Maybe
So I'm glad that Wordsworth, that you mentioned videos, because that's exactly what I wanted to talk to you about today. It turns out that you can take those pre-recorded videos and spend, 2 hours and 28 takes trying to get it perfect, but it turns out that the live videos are 6 times more engaging than the pre-recorded videos, just FYI. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be out there. I also wanted to talk about some classes that are coming up this week and next week. We've got a class in Conyers on Thursday called That's What She Said. It's all about effective communication. I'm sorry, that's Wednesday, that's tomorrow in Conyers. Effective communication in real estate. And Lisa with Discovery is teaching that class for us. Thursday at Airport, we have licensed law. So go ahead and get that checked off your list. Don't wait till the last minute. Friday is marketing and tech secrets. Alan does a really good job of breaking that down for you, and he's going to do that in Fayetteville. The next week we have the art of home inspections in McDonough. On the 15th, on the 16th, we have the ultimate listing systems here in Noonan. And Alan does a really good job of helping you get those listings in the pipeline, because we all know you want to be a listing agent these days. So come find out how to get the listings. And then March 17th, we have a virtual class that everyone is welcome to attend. It's actually sold out, but I'm going to open up some more spots. So that is the Game of Credit, and that's on the 17th. So be sure to check our training calendar, mx1training.com, to see all the other great things we have coming up. And that's all from me.
March 17th. Hey, really quick, on your virtual class on Thursday next week, what's the topic?
Game of Credit. And we have 75 people signed up already, but I'm going to open it up to 100 because I was given permission to do that. So March 17th.
What time will that be? Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that later.
All right, Miss Melissa. Tell us about yourself.
Melissa, go.
Hey, I'm Melissa Flanagan. I'm the new branch manager here at the McDonough office. I'm very excited about it. I see some new faces today that I've not met, some that I have met. I look forward to working with all of y'all. Come to every city class. whether you need it or not, we need participation in here. You have any questions, call me. If you're in a different office, you have any questions?
Call Nancy.
And I look forward to working with all of you.
Just so you know, Melissa's background's also in accounting, so we're hoping to transition some of the responsibility when it comes to accounting back end of it to her. So you'll see her being a little more active in that role. But I want her to learn the basic first and get it down pat before we move her to the next project. So, yeah. So y'all be nice, because administration is never a thankful job sometimes, so. All right, well, welcome, Melissa, we're glad to have you. And also in the airport.
Welcome to
just
the
so you know-
chaos.
Yeah. And airport, we should have a new girl start, Taylor, next week, Monday, and she will be sitting our airport location. Okay, all right, we're done, we're good.
All right, hopefully everybody can hear me now. Let's see. Everybody out there, give me a thumbs up or something, just want to make sure. So I want to kind of jump in and talk about some, we got some pertinent information I kind of want to talk about today. And so one of the first things I want to talk about, which seems weird for me to bring up. So this is Zillow's revenue goals for 2022. Well, the 2021 was $2.1 billion. That's Zillow's revenue goal. And everybody know what happened with Zillow. What happened with Zillow last year? What did Zillow stop doing? They're not buying houses anymore, right? So where does Zillow make their money?
Advertising and leads.
I mean, who pays Zillow $2.1 billion? Agents, right? So like this is Zillow's revenue goal. And so they're looking to double. Zillow's looking to double their revenue, and they've done a real good job. Zillow makes a lot of money. That's how they were able to go out and buy all those houses. But then, we also learned through that whole process that guess what? There's more to valuing property than just putting in an algorithm, right? Now, it may seem weird that I want to talk about a sales meeting where I talk about Zillow, right? But here's the bottom line. Zillow's biggest growth driver is from their premier agents. Their core business is stronger and more profitable. Instead of saying this is Zillow's revenue goals, it really should be realtors are expecting to give away $2 billion in commissions this year to Zillow. Right? So this is, and when folks say, technology's changing real estate, technology's changing real estate. But this is what's changing real estate here. These guys have their hands in our pockets. And so, for years, the whole thing was we gave them access to our listing. They used our listings, and that's still a really big deal. Don't get me wrong, but that cat's out of that bag, right? So the whole idea is that Zillow's planning on making a lot of money this year and next year, and they're planning on going up to $5 billion in revenue in 3 years. Where's that revenue coming from? Right. So do you guys want to give them that much money?
No.
So, but see, here's where this trap is coming from. So many agents will just say, you know what? It's easier if I let Zillow generate those leads. This is how lead gen is done. And it's not. This is not how lead generation is done. And so if you really want to fight back from these big companies, we've got to make sure that we are the ones working our leads, that we are the ones generating our business. I'm a firm believer that 70 or 60% of something's better than 100% of nothing, right? But if all we do if our only lead system is all our business only comes from Zillow, then we're in that trap, right? We are so stuck in having, whether it's Zillow, Realtor.com, any of these big internet sites, they're the ones that we're competing with for our clients. These are our clients that we're feeding, that we're fighting with. And so the whole idea here is that, are you going to just kind of take that and decide, you know what, I'm just going to give Zillow a lot of money, and I'm going to keep giving Zillow a lot of money. And that's where we have, that's where this big battle is right now. So I want to talk, where I really want to go here is talk about what are you doing for your schedule. And I know that this is a pretty weird transition for a lot of folks. Like, okay, we're talking about Zillow, we're talking about getting our business back, but listen, your business is a business. It's time that you treated your business like a business. You ever go into a place and it says that they opened up at 9 a.m. and there ain't nobody there, right? How many agents have hours of operation? Okay. That tends to be one of those where folks tend to look at the ground a little bit when I bring that up. So what I wanted to share with you guys, just kind of quickly here, you know, this is mine and Ming's 4-hour schedule. This is how we used to run our business and our operation. Now, do you really think that I would work 4 hours a day? Nope. But what we found was that we had to have some time where we went either into your personal office, your office, whether it was at a brokerage or whether it was in your home office. You have to have a place where you go to work. You have to go and get GSD, get stuff done, right? It's just a good way to put it. But then, you know, the other thing is that for a lot of folks, like we all went through real estate school, right? Did anybody go through real estate school, get up and say, man, I know what I'm doing tomorrow? Nobody, right? Because they don't teach you what, you know, what does doing real estate really mean? And so you have to decide that kind of stuff. So first thing is we got to make sure that we're treating our business like a business. Is Zillow treating their business like a business? Yeah, you better believe it. We have to have a plan for what we do when we go to work. And so the kind of the 4-hour workday concept kind of thing is we go in and for the first 4 hours, that's our office time. Our next 4 hours, that's flex. Now I could do more office work, but more than likely I may be doing showings or listing appointments or previewing properties, but I'm going to be out and engaged in the game. But at that point, you are pretty flexible to be able to do what you need to do. But what a lot of times what we don't do is we don't protect those first initial hours. We have to go after a new business before we take care of old business. Now, this is just my recommendation. I'm just going to kind of go over with you how we did it because, you know, I don't want to be arrogant about anything, but like if you're going to use Zillow leads for things like that and these other aggregators, fine, but don't get into the trap of you always being there. And so how are you going to dig out? Well, this is how we did it. Our first hour in the office, that's prospecting. Have you ever heard that statement of how do you eat a frog? Or when do you eat a frog? If you walked in today and I said, you got to eat a frog today, sometime before you leave today, you have to eat a frog. When are you going to do it? Right now, just get it done. And that's what prospecting is, okay? So you go in, these are your income producing activities. I'll share this with anybody. And so the first thing we do is we follow up on any of our lead generation prospects, hot leads that have come in since last time we went in there. Then we're gonna reach out and contact all of our current clients, anybody that we're working with, but we don't necessarily have in a contract. These are folks that might be on our hot list, that kind of stuff. And then we're gonna reach out to past clients and referral clients. And you can easily spend about an hour doing that, just going through working your clients, and you need to focus on that. Now, the second hour when we get in here, like this second point, email and follow up. Why do you think I put email in the second hour? Because that's firefighting. And if I walk in the door and check email, do I make any phone calls into my sphere? Do I call my past clients? Do I reach out and engage with people? But look, this is a relationship business. 80% of agents get 80% of their business from people they know and people that know them. Now Zillow's trying to change that. We need to be working off referral. And working off referral means that this is not a passive activity. This is not something like, well, it'll just happen. It doesn't just happen. You cannot reach out and engage clients by accident. You have to be intentional about it. And that's when you sit down and you say, I'm going into work and I'm going to reach out, I'm going to follow up on any of the leads that came in. I'm going to reach out and call all my past current clients, anybody that we're working on, what's happening right now, when we go look at property, whole 9 yards, all the way through there. That's very intentional. But next thing we do is we look at our business plan every day. That sound crazy? No, because when you look at your plan every day, you know what your goals are. It keeps you focused and driven. Only then do I start opening up email. Because once you put that firefighter hat on, you know, that's going to be the biggest thing in here. Between email and transaction management, that eats up a good part of the hour. I might be having to send in other amendments, different things going on, whatever came in through my email. But that's that second hour where we go in there. And we really try and attack and get that done. Third hour, business building. This is where we jump into our CRM. And we're going to go through our database activity, any new leads, any emails that we're sending out, texting. We're going to be sharing properties through there. By the way, I'm going to show you that real quick here. And then we're going to go through and we're going to open up social media. We can always try and do our content creation in there. And if you haven't watched something like I'm teaching technology real estate, where I teach the 10-10-10. 10 minutes spent building content in your social media. 10 minutes engaging folks all the way down your timeline, and 10 minutes engaging everyone on your stories. But you have to have a plan. And so now I'm doing that for another hour. Last hour, this is where I'm working on any of my lead generation tools and activities. So whatever lead systems I want to work with, that's what we're going to be doing. This is also where we're going to go in and dig into the MLS, learn what properties are. One thing that can never get replaced is us knowing our market. I mean, why is Zillow not able to do iBuyers? They have the algorithm, but do they know their markets? No, they start losing their shirt. I may be prepping for showing appointments, open houses, going through learning scripts, reading, lunch. So at this point, I've got myself set up. Now I can go out and show properties. I already have my list of properties, you know, hopefully you've prepared your list. You got all that kind of stuff together, whether you're going on a listing appointment, whether you're going to take your kids to the ballpark. The whole idea here is that you have to have some routine and some schedule of how you're going through everything. This isn't a passive activity. This isn't a, gosh, I hope we get to do this. Because I can promise you, Zillow has plans for your money. And so do you want to give it to them? See, here's the deal is that there isn't this magic easy button, right? There isn't this just do this and all the money starts flowing. Look, when you decided to jump into real estate, you are a small business person and no one's going to set up your company for you. You have to do that. So I'm imploring you, begging you, have a schedule, have a plan for how you go after this. Now, I want to jump right into social media. I know we're kind of running tight on time, so I want to kind of run through some stuff. But on social media, our followers, clients. Nope. I got one of our agents, I'm not going to say his name, he has 20,000 people on Instagram. Pretty cool, huh? You know how many transactions he's got in the pipeline? Nothing. So, will followers make you any transaction? Well, or just followers make you any, like anybody making money off social media?
I had 2 clients actually watching me for 2-3 years.
Right, well, no, I'm not saying nothing that you can't build that. No, I'm all for building that, but too often we agents going with this goal of I'm going to be this social media king or queen. And look, I got to get you in person. I got to get you offline here kind of thing. Because there's a difference in clients versus followers. You know, too many agents are kind of going this idea of the influencers. The influencers are everywhere, right? And how the influencers are doing it. They make their money by having a lot of people follow them, right? They're selling ad space. Is that how you make money in real estate? Well, 20,000 followers on Instagram cash any checks for you? No, it won't, kind of thing. So this is a great opportunity for us to market and engage locally in our market. Look, I got some agents that have very small social platforms that do amazing business on here. It's not about having massive numbers of followers, because a lot of times takes people, well, I don't have a lot of followers. I don't care. Just how many followers you need. One who's gonna buy a house, right? I mean, we're not talking about rocket science here, right? Because we're talking about real estate transactions. We're not talking about that you're trying to be, you know, the social media king or queen kind of thing. So it's not about numbers. It's about focusing on the quality of the people that are following us, that we are engaging with. But in order to do that, we have to target what our information is. Like you know, if you are even slightly, you know, anyone heard the concept of speaking into existence? Can I get an amen? Right? So, but you know,
Action.
but the whole point here is that a lot of times we just throw a bunch of stuff on the wall and see what sticks. So we got to start off and say, who are the folks that we want to work with on social media? I mean, like you know, do I want, you know, I'm not saying nothing bad, but you know, is a 90-year-old retiree going to be buying a house from me? Not, and if you're using social media for real estate, you want to be thinking about who is your target client. You know, you need to have some idea who this customer avatar is. You know, are they buyers? Are they sellers, renters, first-time buyers, move-up sellers? Who are they? And then, you know, where they live? How old are they? What's their income or the price range? You know, how much house can they afford? Really, one of the biggest questions on here is the very last question, which is, what are their concerns? And I want you to understand that that is a really important question, because and they're different. Like if I'm a first-time buyer, what are my concerns if I'm a first-time buyer? Come on, y'all help me out.
Can I afford it?
Can I afford it? Right? Down payment? Come on, y'all. Let's get some creative juices going here, right? So
What are the costs associated?
All right, the cost. You know, how do I get a mortgage?
How long does it take?
How long does it take? What's the process? Boom, boom, boom. How about if you are trying to attract sellers? What are our sellers' concerns? Well, timing, right? Cost. You know, how about the biggest one right now? If I sell my house, am I homeless? Where do I move to? These kind of things. Like if you look at this, you know, timing and price are two of our sellers' biggest concerns. Not knowing if my home would sell within the desired time frame, uncertainty about being able to sell for desired price, making improvements or preparing my home. These are the top concerns for sellers. And that's not across the board, but the whole idea here is to take this thing all the way back full circle. Like if I'm trying to attract sellers and I know that these are their pain points, what do you think I should be posting when I'm going into social media? You follow me, right? So if I'm trying to attract first-time buyers and everything I post answers pain points and questions about first-time buyer concerns, who do you think is going to start following me and engaging with me and communicating with me as we go through? That's the whole idea here. It's not just this, it's not, because a lot of times, you know, it's just this random stuff we throw up on social media. But if you can be real intentional about it, if everything you post talks about answering those pain points for sellers, do you think more sellers will follow you?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely, kind of thing. At the end of the day, it's about building relationships. Whether it's in person or online, it's about building relationships. And if you're old like me, you might think, gosh, you can't do relationships online. Wrong. You can absolutely do relationships online as well. But how we decide to put ourselves out there is really, really crucial to the kind of response that we get back. And don't fool yourself into like, well, I just don't have thousands of people following me. You don't need thousands of people to follow you, right? Yes, ma'am.
Solving a problem builds trust. Like you're helping to solve their problem, they're identifying with you that you're gonna be able to help in the future.
Exactly. And a lot of the, you know, two of our branch managers today were talking about doing video. Why is video so great? Especially when you put it in context of here. How many folks do you follow online and they do videos and you feel like you know them? Like it helps us establish trust because people are going to use us because they trust us. But it's about the relationship. The relationships will beat Zillow. And that's what we have to do. We have to set ourselves up to build more relationships, engage with more people, attract the kind of folks that we really want to. Now, one tool that we have coming out on March 17th is KV Core. And this is our KV core. And I'm just going to be walking through you. Just so you know, all the branch managers as well have KV core. They've all been getting their training. And so if anybody has questions as we move forward, guess who's going to be your first go-to person? Your branch manager, because they all have the exact same systems that we do. So each branch manager has their office, and all the agents underneath their office are underneath them. Now, all your leads are yours. There's none of this. We take your leads. It's not a company lead. It doesn't go out to multiple agents. These are all your leads solely. Okay. So I would, so I don't want anyone to feel like there's any kind of games being played. You put somebody in, they're just yours. They can't get moved around unless you choose to do that, not me, kind of thing. So when you go in, this is kind of how our KV core is set up. And so you're gonna have playbooks, dashboard, playbooks, your smart CRM, listings, marketing. I'm just gonna walk you through some of these. Playbooks just help you just kind of get through and do some of the different processes. If you go into the smart CRM, into your contacts, this is what your average contact looks like. In there, you're gonna be able to see all their contact information, how they came in, and a list of any kind of activities that's happened through, as well as where they fall in on the client journey, from being in your sphere, your prospect, with a new lead, active lead client. It walks them all the way through. Also, all of your campaigns are already set up. And you have the ability to go in and change those if you choose to. So if you choose not, if you choose not to change those, anytime that the company or that we or KV core make updates to those, it will automatically update yours. Or you can go in and do your own. That's entirely up to you. You're also going to have access to all your MLS listings. Guess what? You can put in both FMLS and Georgia MLS in here. We've tried to input everybody's MLSs in here. You'll be able to pull up both Georgia MLS and FMLS listings in here at the same time. What a win is that, right?
Yes.
Because sometimes you're trying to look for property, agents just kind of get buried or trapped into that. We only go into one MLS kind of thing, but now you'll be able to source listings in there. Also, you'll be able to see all of your listings, any company listings, if it's questions about that, as well as you can make, manual listings. Then we get into the marketing side. So with marketing, we have smart campaigns where we can help to market properties. We're going to have core, all these are different things we're going to be teaching you over the course of the next year, but all this goes live on the 17th. We're going to have core listing machine, which is our like how you can boost properties when you first get a listing to help get more buyers and more listings off of it. Core print is if you wanted to do print media, it's right here built in. It'll automatically import your photos directly through, or you can add different ones. And then core present is going to be your listing and buying presentations that are built in, as well as the ability to, when you submit offers through there. Lead engine, everybody's getting their own lead generation website. It's incorporated in here and built into it. Through there, you're going to have landing pages, squeeze pages. You can do call and text capture, as well as you can even boost it and do things like that if you want. You can drive Facebook leads, Google ad leads, but that's a choice if you wanted to do that. It's already built in and incorporated into your lead generation website. All those are going live when? 17th. In addition, you're going to transaction desk is inside KV core. So you can go into KV, if you click on the transactions, we're syncing up your transaction desk. And so you'll be able to go in and you can either create transactions and pull them up directly into transaction desk, or you can pull up any of your existing transactions and it automatically opens up inside KV core. Yep.
Will you be able to import FMLS listings?
Not yet, but we're working on it. So we have additional plans for where we're going with this, but to start with, we're going in here with just transaction desk right now. So we'll be adding more back office components, that kind of stuff. We've already got a big elephant that we need to eat before I put too many more bells and whistles on this thing right now. Web and IDX, you are going to be able to come in and you can edit your website content. You can write your own blogs if you choose to. You can turn it on or off. All your website settings, you have the ability to decide, do I want to force leads to register or not register, but it's already set up. The other cool thing is you can come in and update your website however you choose to. The only caveat here is if you do update your website, then it'll stay that way until you update it here. If you leave your website, every time KV Core or Maximum One updates the master template, it updates all the following websites automatically with new photos, new content, that kind of stuff. But it's up to you. We wanted to make it because a lot of agents never touch their website. And some folks like to have a lot of hands-on with it. And so if you want to be hands-on with it, great. If you want to just set it and forget it and still have it freshened up and always looking good, great. It's set up that way either way. Yes, ma'am.
So we don't have to go through a third party to link it.
Nope.
Just go straight there.
Right there. Everything works. The website, KV Core, everything is all tied together. So we're going live on the 17th, okay? Yes, that's St. Patrick's Day. Don't pinch me. So
So what happens with Chime?
on Chime, you can keep your Chime if you want to. It's still $17 a month. Or you let Chime go away. It's up to you.
There's cost associated with this.
No, this is part of your monthly fees. There's no additional cost for. So all this is tied in together as part of our monthly fees.
Do you still provide legal stuff for us?
Well, the other thing, one thing that I didn't really go through, but there are 22 different lead generation activities that are tied in here that you can go in and do any day that are automatically part of this system, part of this process. So it depends on what you want to do with it, kind of thing. So you can go in here, you can post directly from here, directly into social media. There's an entire social media part where you can go in and schedule your posts ahead through here.
No, I see, because I get leads from Chime
Right?
that automatically come through. So if they hit the website and I guess it goes through rotation or whatever, I get those leads.
It depends on how you want to set that up.
Oh,
Yeah. So, but again, we're going, all the agents are going live. The branch managers are already in here working with it right now. We have it in here. It's just that the websites go live on the 17th. And it's hard to really see everything until you actually see the websites. I've already got you guys loaded in. We're already working on the information. It's just, you won't be able to see the websites until we convert everything over on the 17th.
Alan, we have a question.
Okay.
The leads from Chime, do they get automatically transferred over or do the agents have to do it themselves?
KV Core will do one of two things. You can manually import your leads over if you choose to. You can also send them an email and then they will import. If you have a bulk amount of leads, KV Core will import your leads for you. You just have to give them access to your existing Chime and the whole 9 yards. So they will either convert those over for you but the process honestly is really pretty straightforward. It's not difficult to do if you want to do it yourself. Or if you want to have them do it, it's simply just sending them an email.
When should we send that email?
After the 17th. All that is going to be
Okay.
part of the onboarding. We are starting the full onboarding on that day. All the training is going to be starting. You're going to have full access to everything on the 17th. So on that day that's when it's going to be kind of a crazy nightmare, just being straight up, right? Because we can't convert over 400 agents at one time. Well, I mean, it's probably almost 2,000 agents between the entire company. So we're all going live on the 17th. So that day is I'm going to be bald for the most part that day. I'm going to be available and we're going to be doing everything we can to help you. But all the branch managers are here to assist you. We're all here to assist you. Please expect that there will be hiccups. Okay. You can't do a rollout of this size and not have some issues. But do know that I'm committed to making it as smooth as I can. And even when we do have a problem, I'm going to bust my tail to fix it. So that's the biggest promise that I can make for you. I can't promise that nothing's going to go wrong. I can promise that I'm going to work all day long to make sure that we get it correct. So.
Hey, really quick, we have a question here where someone has their personal website. I'm assuming that we can give KV Core the information. They can transfer all the information into KV Core.
All that is an option. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. You can set that up yourself if that's what you want. I mean, all that can be set up through KV Core. Yes, absolutely.
You can't utilize a Maximum One website
Well, this will be your Maximum One website.
with your personal.
Yeah.
It'll be
You can-
yours.
Yeah, there is an option for putting your own domain in. All right, so again, I wanted to give you an overview. This is not just a KV Core class, but understand that you got 9 days before all this, before this bad boy's there. And then at that point, that's when it's gonna start. And it's gonna be like any big deal. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So we gotta break this up into bigger pieces, but doable pieces first. So don't get in and think that you're just gonna, and I don't care how great a CRM is, none of them are you just gonna be like, that's done, okay? There's gonna be a learning curve, but it's a useful curve, right? Because again, do we wanna give away $5 billion to Zillow? No, we don't. And so this is a really, really powerful tool that we wanted to make sure that our agents were equipped with. Like, this is the kind of stuff that we need. So you put together having a real schedule, and you put together all the technology piece that you have access to. And look, I don't want, if you need Zillow, fine, keep Zillow, but I don't want you to have to need Zillow. Is really kind of my biggest goal. So here's our top sales folks. So I'm gonna let the branch managers in each of the offices take on. So this is, thank you very, very, very much. I appreciate you and love you guys so much. That's all of our top sales agents for February. And this is our top in the entire company over there. So Foma, Kendra, Melody Clay, Yvette, Hendrika, all the way through. I'm gonna leave this one on here. And I'm gonna
Congratulations, y'all.
Congratulations. Thank you.
All right, can I get
Driving around a little long.